Yo, yo, yo! No, hello? Hello? Hello and welcome, it is I, Wizlix here, once again, and well, today is the day that, well, I'm simply playing Grace, Ace, and Tony, Chronicles. You may already know this game, and it's time to start again, I think. Shit. No, it's good. So, whoops. You've seen nothing? Alright. So, the game is, where were we? So, this is the second part of the game. This second part. Kind of. And this is the chapter 2 of the second part of the game. Second game, if you want. We're trying to defend the good old friend, Mr. Suzuki. It's not his name. This guy. We're trying to defend this guy from whatever is happening. I think this story is now about a murder that is not a murder again. It's actually the second time that this happens with this guy. But well, and now it's time that we try to defend him in the court, so let's go, I guess. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all at the same time. Well, I didn't think I'll be back here so soon. That's one line. Soseki. Same thing. Ah, good morning, Mr. Natsume. It was only 2 days ago that he was declared not guilty here. Yes, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab his green in the back. But now this. Another morning, another murder. And here I am again, this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court. I'm beginning to think he's right. It really does seem as though he's cursed. Mr. Naruto, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh. Mr. Natsume, good morning. Yes, morning. So here we are again. Yes, again. Well, Judicial Assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires? What's the bad news? Oh, dear. You heard, did you? If you come in shouting at the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what you say. I'm sorry. You've done nothing wrong, Miss Usato. No, what is it? Don't tell me why I'm doing that. Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord Baroque Venzix. Oh, again. The so-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Saseki-san and I relentlessly, of course by the skin of our teeth. We managed to pull through, but still. Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter, after all. Yes, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Venzix is the prosecutor. That even if that person is found out guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end, one way or another. And we've experienced it firsthand. A man we successfully defended met the most terrifying end after his acquittal, right here in the Old Bailey. Do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again, cursed by evil spirits, and now by the Reaper? They're all petrifying pillars, potentially. What? Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. That's me? Yes? Yes. I'm innocent. You have to believe me. You more than anyone now. Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle, I promise. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. I know why I'm doing that. So it's like, you know, those voice in those talk. That's what they call. Always the same thing. The trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom. Let's go. Oh yes, I forgot to say. I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean. That's probably for the best. Ah. If he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. That could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Ziggs were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least that's my gut feeling. It's an Naruhodo. It's beautiful. You're so right. Oh, well said. Look, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said. I swear on the sword at my side and the spirits of Kazuma that... Oh, no. I swear on this sword at my side and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Will not be long before I start to, you know, sleep. Why? 22nd February, 9:40 AM. The Old Bailey courtroom. Book. Okay. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what defense needs. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeats. It's not just in my imagination, it's really there. Lord Van Ziggs has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason. He's racist. No, I actually love this character. It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years he hasn't appeared in court at all. Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason. Only when I'm defending... He's racist. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is the prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Still, this isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Saseki-san's trial. Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? Oh, how convenient! A familiar character. Absolutely. I had a feeling this Larking wasn't innocent before. Again. I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my head refuses to sit right. And again. Oh well, I really like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching actually. This is a new face. I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. Have a very important meeting, let's make this quick. Only one new face among the 6 juries. Strange. I think there's something weird behind that. A game? I couldn't agree more. I need to take home 5 bob tonight, or the missus will go through the roof. Or may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to righteous verdicts. The British jury system is so very different to our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public. And that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt. It's actually the first trial in this game, actually. In London. 6 citizens of London chosen at random, or at least that's the idea. The prosecution will draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today. Why? Is it biased? Very well. Let's commence the trial. Odd thing 6. Your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. The accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair. Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely that of the attempted murder of this neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstances of the crime, prosecution calls its first witness to the stand. The detective responsible for investigating the scene, the accused himself. Witnesses, your names and occupations, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. Sasaki Natsume, from the Empire of Japan. The government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture. Mr. Natsume. Yes, my lord. I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken. That you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. Remember it as if it were yesterday. Well, 'cause it was the day before, in fact, my lord. But close enough. Believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case for the courts. Right you are, sir. To the secure of the Grand Rabbit household where the defendant has lodgings. The ground floor room of the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shakespeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. This thing. He was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door. This means I presume that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident. Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry to or exit from the room impossible. Although the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, lives to tell tale, he really didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. Was the first officer on the scene, my lord? I have a photographic print here that I took on the time to show how it looked. It's a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased. That's right. Everyone present believed that's exactly what he was. Actually, I remember a lot of stories about people, even actually recently, people that got buried alive. Because people thought, other people, so I don't know, doctors or families thought that those were dead, so they just decided to bury them. Even though sometimes they just wake up and they start to scream inside the coffin. Hell yeah! That's fun. Very well, shall I say this photographic print is evidence for the courts. Crime scene photograph has been entered in the courtroom. Now then, Mr. Natsume. Yes? As defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture? Juncture? They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits. Good gracious, what's haunted? Lodgings. There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the streets outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me, what about me? I've nearly been killed countless times. Oh, what do you mean? Even on that fateful night, it happened when I returned from Mr. Shakespeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me. I must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume. It's so cold, my very nose will freeze. Point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? Thank you, witness. Blah 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 blah. If I could raise one more point, my lord. One more conclusive point. Conclusive? Go on. Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, has regained consciousness after his ordeal. He has named the true culprits. Oh no. Natsuki. Something. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused. Huh? Yes, that's the crux of this whole case. If Sasaki-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him? Well, Mr. Natsume, what have you to say to this accusation? Good evening, yes. I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shakespeare's room as a gift. Public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water, especially to make it. This is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never. Just a bit extreme. Public pump was frozen, you say? Is that information we've heard a bit before? That will do, thank you. According to laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses at least once. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses for now for formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection. No, whatsoever, my lord. Good, then you will give your account of events on the night in question to the court now. Yes, my lord. Interesting. The catastrophic night. It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift, with a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? True. Or, except if it's a slow poison. Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't kill over immediately after taking it. The victim will have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. I see. It all seems relatively straightforward. Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one another crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless, presumably though. The teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they? Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to. Why? How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done? Alone, even his friend is falsely incensed. Inspector Sate's calling Yard was unable to examine the tea now that it was overlooked. Unable? Why? It's simple enough. There was none left, not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. Yeah, I guess. We only need a drop, but that only drops does actually have to exist, funnily enough. The lack of examination, no, notwithstanding, there appears nothing other than the tea past the victim's lips on the night in question. Are you sure about that? I see. Thank you. The matter is clear. Guess your eyes over the jury, my learned friend. You can see it in the faces. I'm sure the recognition of the accused guilt. The client's fate is all but sealed. In mere moments from now, you will lose and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. actually, if we discover the truth behind it, or maybe if the victim actually knows what happened, then we'll probably be able to free him after the trial. Just thinking. But I can't let them beat me down, I won't. Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination. Ah, I'm starting to be hot. Let's go. Sweating like a little pig. Love it. Preston Stanley. When you and your neighbor good friends? No. We weren't friends, not at all. Never ever. A simple no will have sufficed. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit? The Shamsir fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. That's what we call friends. No Japanese could understand the finer points of English literature. And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume? It was the day of my last trial. When I was acquitted, I just arrived back at my lodgings. When I ran into Mr. Shakespeare outside on the street. It was at around 6 o'clock. We exchanged one or two pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though. I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue the debate. Did I have ill intentions? No, not one. Not any. Not at all. Yeah, just to know he's fine. Yeah, tell Nicole what did happen when you visited the victim's room. We ate over a nice hot drink, after which I went... Did you drink this tea, actually? Literally debate about Shakespeare's works. I think you said, didn't you? A very worthy topic of conversation, I must say. Yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet, who was stronger, was a profoundly pleasurable Bali. Who was stronger? Who would win? 1,000 gorillas? Or you? I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go? Well, we both agreed we will reach a conclusion more quickly with reenactments. We battled it out in a Greco-Roman style, naturally. Mr. Shakespeare had all sort of costume in his room, or just such a contest. Well, actually in costume. He as Romeo, I as Juliet, and after a vigorous wild tussle, I as Juliet came out on top, a victory I'll cherish forever. Ha ha ha! I did not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct? I boiled the water in my room and made the pot to take with me. I heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see. I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless, of course it was. Any basis for that statement, witness? Drink it? You drink it? Oh, you drink it? You drink it? You drink it, right? You drink it? You drink it? You drink it? You drink it? Yes, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there? That's correct. Anyone will think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. He must have licked it dry. Which is a pity. Because one drop is all we could have needed to analyze it for poison. And you say that you return home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume? Yes, definitely. By heaven on earth, I swear it. The landlord was able to verify that as it happened. Confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night. And how is the landlord able to attest this? With the lamps. Lamps, Inspector. When tenants return to their room and start using gas, the lamps in the other parts of the house flicker. Mr. Grenade seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants. There's only one key to Mr. Shakespeare's room. I know that for certain. He must have locked the door himself from inside his room. The victim has confirmed that to be the case, yes. You take poison, you die. Everyone knows that. I need to be right back. I'm hot. How long has it been since you didn't have the sound of the game? 20 minutes? Well, now you have it. It's a pleasure. Oops. I'm freaking hot. It's not that simple, I'm afraid. What do you mean? I'm so hot. Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't kill over it immediately after taking it. Oh no, you can hear the sound of the wind. What the hell? Let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Okay, now you don't hear it, I think. It was a bit too close. But I'm a bit more far, so well. How long does it take for symptoms to appear then? According to the coroner, I was speaking at the yard about 30 minutes after the poison is consumed. And the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping and stiffness, and eventually dies from asphyxiation. There's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. There seem to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure. Oh dear. Death by poisoning again. It's always so awful. Again? 20 minutes. It's a long time. What do you mean again? Oh. Again. Right, again. The boat. Chapter 2 of the first game. Delayed long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left. You can't deny that. And it further degrades Sasaki-san's alibi. The medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. It spells it out really. The accused is the only person who could have done it. Very well, the court will end this report to court record as evidence. I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms. Great. The victim will have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. The argument still stands, you say? This is what Mr. Natsume has been saying, isn't it? The pair of them drank tea together that night. So if there was poison in it, the victim will have been able to lock the door after the accused left that later on. Me and my tea are innocent, sweet and innocent to tell you. I'm afraid, sir, that doesn't follow. You see, strychnine is a slow-acting poison. In other words, it takes some time for symptoms to appear. You could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. As long as you did that, Mr. Shakespeare could have locked the door after you'd gone. But what about him? We drank this tea straight away. They drank together, so why is he not affected by the poison? No? The battle over whether Romeo and Juliet was stronger, that came after the tea. Do you have any evidence to support that statement? No. In our great homeland, the Empire of Japan, we have a saying. Drink tea while it's hot. Sure. Sure. We're afraid there's no conclusive proof to support the defendant's assertion. On the contrary, there are sufficient grounds to infer his guilt in this matter. That's the extent statement of this testimony, isn't it? Is that right? I could voice a personal opinion, Mr. Nahodo. Natsume is arguing for his innocence so adamantly and so persistently. Yet Inspector Gregson just brushes what he says aside. It's really quite infuriating. I agree. We need to find an inconsistency in what the inspector is saying, I think. Things stands, the jurors are sure to find Mr. Natsume's guilt. As I see it, we need to focus on the poison and the tea. Let's listen carefully to this testimony again. So I'm guessing we need to say something like well, they drank the tea together. Okay, ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine, toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. A likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but a sample could be obtained for testing. The poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30 AM on 21st February. Oh, but he left at 23 PM. So how can I say that? I'm thinking that we need to use the reports. Why that? If you could use any other item, you see? Well, you would waste the fact that you have the report to use. So, I'm guessing that's that. And maybe here, but as I can see, it's probably not here. But I fail to see why. Oh, it's good. The argument still stands, you say. I think not, Inspector. Come again. I think you'll find that you've overlooked a very significant chronological inconsistency here. Oh no. Chrono what? What are you on about? According to this report, the victim must have consumed poison around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, defendant Mr. Natsume left the victim's room at 11. Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time here. In other words, there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room. How could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? Oh, that's funny. Oh, I forgot. Oh, anyway. The defense argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Six? Let me drink some wine first. Sip, sip, and burn. Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. Was considering what cuisine will best complement the contents of my hollow calice this luncheon. It's very charismatic, but what the hell? How could it have happened, you ask? I hate to shatter illusions, but my Nimbity's friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. What do you mean? It is so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left. For example, at the time stated in the medical reports, it's at around 1:30. Mr. Natsume brought tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. In Japan, there's a well-known saying. Really? Drink tea while it's hot. In my country, there's an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea. Point is, if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned, other possibilities. What set of possibilities, Counsel? We have it. Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor. Another visitor? That's a rebel assertion, my lone friend. From someone who has nothing to substantiate it. The victim could have taken the poison of his own volition. Maybe. It suggests this may have been a suicide, Counsel. Mr. Shakespeare has categorically denied it. The idea can and must be discounted. He could be lying. Is something wrong, Lord Van Six? listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Ray forgave the disgusted sea. Carriage? What carriage? Wasim. The key player in this case has just arrived. Mr. Shakespeare himself. Question mark? Our brave candle, life but a walking shadow. Indeed. The poor player that struts and frets is hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Who are you, sir? William Shakespeare, my lord. Last was I undone by these bitter events. I am the victim. Prosecution seeks to call his dead gentleman to the stand. Oh, fair enough. With his testimony, Malone friends feel our resistance will be utterly crushed. Calling him as a witness. Very well, counsel, I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. Happy am I. Shakespeare to regale thee with my tale of hoe, my lord. I have my own tale to tell. My own tale of was hoe, ho, ho. I regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence in perfect English. Not me. That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim. I don't like that. Who the hell is he? One on the right. Yes. I've assured that we've caught a glimpse of that man before. Then you name his occupations for the court, please, witnesses. I'm sad. I'm smiling what I'm not. The writer of words so sweet that descend the breeze, inventor of ideas so profound it compels the earth. The rivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Where the great bard to be recalled to life anew. Lo. Yo? Lo? What a magnificent man. Good fellows, I'm he who pioneered such a miracle, William Shakespeare. Name is Metaman. Adrian B. Metaman. I work for the Ultimate Gas Company, Each End Branch Office. Just down Bray Road. We've seen him. What's the man doing over here? Looks like he's trying to see into Sasaki-san's lodgings. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruto? Excuse me, could we have a word? Bum. Choo! Disappeared. Ow! Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Gardeb's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee. What does he have to do with this case? William Shakespeare, you're the victim in this miserable affair, correct? Oh heaven, oh hell, you command me to remember. That sweet poison that crossed my innocent lips. I've disappointed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission naturally. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the juror's mind, I'm sure. I have only to arrange the letters of my name to see that me is a seraph. An angel, indeed. As be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be. There is less what is this one? Contrived? Meaning in your name? Not at all. There seems to be reminded by this man, I'm afraid. You're actually taking the Seraph's anagram ID seriously. Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions. My lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shakespeare doing here, the gasman, I mean? Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence? When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. Victim is a compulsive liar. This young chin stroker is here to controvert your wild claims conveniently. Is that not so, Mr. Middleman? Alright, let's see those formal testimonies. You will tell the court as soon as possible what happened on the night in question. Same thing. Not me pain, but the truth be spoken. The truth of that wintry night of my discontents. Alright, let's see what we have. Oh, I'm so hot. Okay, let's go back to business. There's no layabouts, my neighbor did come in the morning and evening, bearing a gift of tea. But merry bitter was his drink, and when he left I did fall prostrate on my table. Was the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, nothing else. Something about what he just said. When I'm hot, I'm sleepy. Jesus. I was outside this block's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on this room. No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella. Okay. Hmm? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shakespeare's room all night? That's right, cause it blocks window is all but blocked up, isn't it? There's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering and I peered in through that. Why? The question is why? It's because he's on my list. What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore? Wouldst thou not stand in wonderment? What are you talking about? This buzzing busybody has not part in his play. Rady may pay him no heed, may no more ado about his tedious words. What do you say about me? Oh, he looks like a bee. Calm yourself. So hot. God is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more. And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out his crime. Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Cross-examination? Now, counsel, defense may proceed with the cross-examination. I'm so hot that it makes me so tired. No, actually, I'm always tired. But it's so hot that it also makes me a bit tired. Okay, there's no lie about By neighbor, you are referring to defendant Mr. Natsume. Man from upstairs. It's an original name. And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Meeting was promised for the hour of 9. And you? He come to tender a gift of fragrant tea. Blah blah. Embroiled in such literary debates as history hath not seen before. Presume he means Romeo and Juliet, who's the strongest? Shakespeare did play the role of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor you'd play the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as would one character be, to bring weight upon our memory experiments. Interesting. Really? Name is woman. Canst do imagine how dismay I was? Yes, I had heard of the instant art of jiu-jitsu, but never did I dream will be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. I believe the girl has heard about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. Let me stop here. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. Perfect time to sleep, actually. The defendant had really put the poison into your tea. The 3-4 window of time is something you've going to have to explain. Help. Not help. What's wrong with me? Easy to ask. I did drink out of the tea, not while my guest is diary, but after he looked leave of me. It was stone cold, but at 1 hour past midnight really, were my lips parched. That's not normal. Yes, it is. Call my fiery debate, blah blah, such arguments. There'll be no time for fiery tea. Did not come here with the intention of naming your attacker. While the suited lover of was did attempt to shuffle all of his small coil. Oh, I'm so hot. Okay, I'm all like that, and I'm also sleepy. I will just eat something. Didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper. Feeling luxury, feeling gluttony. Eat fries daily is better waste of time. That's a nice fruit. Not a peach. How's it called? I don't know. All that my belly were full, no more than the sandal fries. I'm pretty sure he just ate soap. Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say. Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. And it is that the dawn now in my chamber being then the costumes of mine art. Will appear to be the case, and even the rodent was found starved to death in your room. Everything about it is, there's who I consider making kind of the room. I don't recall seeing a single play or script. Really? Anywhere. I have to read them all. Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? It wasn't misleading at all. He ate paper? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way to poison have passed the victim's lips is in his teeth. Just looking. We don't have the poison except this one. I heard better. Was outside the bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. Oops. Okay, let's see more about it. Come on, Millerman. Or should I say, secret agent of the government. Looking for a little gap. I'm gonna like it, huh? That's highly suspicious. I felt way better. I'm not sleepy anymore. Just need to clean myself quickly. Okay. Out of interest, Mr. Menaman, the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings. Did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. Was in that room the whole time as far as I'm concerned. We can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. Okay, sure. The police carried out a thorough investigation on the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room, now hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself. It's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Silly explain, counsel. Thank you. Okay, now I just need to focus. It really was. You can argue with the logic. And also stop with that. While I was visiting his room with that tall old round-backed Eastern fella. Sensible. You mean, it's Natsume, right? I mean, who could it be? It's only a narrow gap and was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mistake. But he showed up around 9, I'm pretty sure of myself. When the person used to arrive, did he and Mr. Shamspeare drink tea together? I couldn't say. Didn't see into the room all that well, could I? No way, but what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fellow wearing a pretty dress. Yes. The pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. Tell you, I don't know what to make of it. It's kinda, you know. Interesting. Say it like that. It just sounds like weird fetish. I'm not judging. It was the Rumi Agility Championship battle getting underway. I know. Is the Meterman? Allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? No question, guess man's honor. Ooh. My lord? Mr. Foreman. I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me? Oh no. You reached an unanimous decision. To right we have. Are you all with me? We're in the middle of the cross-examination. I think I ought a bit hope for you, young man. You are the phone accused leaving the victim's room. The 3 missing hours, as you put it. But in the end, what difference do they make? You know, as far as I can see. And since there's no appearances, there is no reason to delay your decision any longer. Oh, 3 seconds. The problem with medicine, with fruits, is that you never know what might happen when you eat it. And sometimes you need to take medicine. Allergies. Let's go. Don't take it, I just die. I'm alive. Oof. I'm alive and well. Oof. 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 Cough, cough. Will not act instantly, but well, at least it make me survive a bit more. Let's go. What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. Well, very well, let the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability. Guilty, obviously. Now it's time to fight back. You just need to wait a bit. All of you, obviously. Well, it will appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. This time at least, it seems justice will be done. This calls for a toast, I feel. The guilty being punished. I mean, it's fine, we still have thingy. Oh my. Look at the information I found in this split of British law I have. The obscure right that belongs to defense in these situations. Remember? Let me remember. Let me try to remember it. Officiando? No. Operando? No. Examination. Yes, that's right. For the average jury in Japanese courts, of course. There is a British... but here in the British court of law, if we can reverse the decisions of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. Defense moves to invoke its right to summation examination, my lord. Am I not surprised at my learned Japanese friends' inability to admit defeat? Choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth. I know the defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to summation examination. But they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. Defense counsel's request is granted. This call will proceed with summation examination as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Okay, thank you, my lord. Are you and you fellow prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it. Sorry. I'm sorry to feel a bit emotional about the story, I don't know why. Everybody call upon each of you. State the ground upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. Yes. Can you hear? I swallowed Willie. It hurts. Well, the victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man, and straight up. There's no reason to doubt that man. While I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie, in fact I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while and has a mustache. Very fishy. There's no evidence to suggest that gangling actor is a fraudsman, for now at least. I don't care, like, I just need this trial to end quickly. The hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced. Convinced? Kind of? It would seem that all the jurors have come to a conclusion that Mr. Shakespeare is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. You asked me, they've all been bewitched by these strange theatrical movements. And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all. Well, here goes, let's not forget. I pleaded with the jury on Seki-san's behalf before, and it worked, so you never know. Before we begin, might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, you're still very new to British law after all, that's true I suppose. Seki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial details. Perhaps I should hear Seki-san out. No need, no need, no need. Thank you for the kind offer, Mrs. Sato. I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary. Of course I understand, and I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like. I'll be here for you. The key to this is listening carefully to each juror's statement. Finding two that are contradictory and pitting. What was the point of saying no if you say it? Without further ado, please counsel proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. Alright. Jury examination. Blah blah blah, noble man. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Shouldn't some of them also be liars? That's funny, cause, well, it's so true when you think about the end of the first game. Anyway, I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not, Mr. Natsume is no liar. Look at the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the gas man's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. You really only have to say that. But he drank tea too. And he's totally fine. But they could answer? Do we say answer? Well, they could say that he may have an antidote to this poison. But we could also say that it was still not found, so may or may not exist. Things like that. But let me be frank here, I'm a gentleman with the gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'll gladly change my decision about the defendants. I'm sure my fellow gentlemen and jury will do the same. Is that right? Yes, perhaps. I don't see it happening. Ellie gents on the end here, you know, you'll have to speak up. We don't care about all this nonsense, I just need this trial to be over. How many gentlemen do we actually have in the jury then? Alright, sir, I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Okay, so now we just need someone to say that he's not a normal man. He's splendid. It's the same thing. Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid? Yes. That's not what I said. The point is the man is the victim here. What reason will he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid. So you say it yet again. And while the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously, it's exhausting to look at him. I do agree with you. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. That's something really true from the actual real life. When you're judged or something, even if it's not for a crime but by society, you need to look good. Not only because, well, looking good is cool, but only because when you look good, people will judge you a bit better. I don't have the name for this effect, but it actually happens that when someone looks good, usually you see their good points, or at least you see them in a better view than someone who doesn't, even though they have better skills or whatever. That's what happens. So yes, it is necessary to look good or act well if you want to impress other people or show your skills, even though it's not related. I'll say the same thing. One of those things is a reason to find the male guilty. He's fishy, there's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese. He has a mustache and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps like a waltz, actually. In fact, you know, the more I think about it, the more this trail seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though. You're on the wrong foot. There's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. The victim's version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1. He saw the Japanese man there. 2. He saw no one else. And 3. He saw the Japanese man there. Oh, there's another 3 steps. No, that's 2. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it? Right, then prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. But you too. There's evidence to suggest the gangly actor is a fraudman, for now at least. It'd be useful. A fraudman? What do you mean by that, madam? There is a most tiresome problem for the company, most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that the customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence. We can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of Altamont Gas Company. Oh. Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure an employee from the East End branch office will be the first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Queenbee. Will it be used properly? Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course. think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Nahodo. Right, he bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? Could I be right in assuming the reason Mr. Middleman was watching what Mr. Shakespeare was up to in his room? Afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go to in order to sell gas. They have no choice when the committee identifies somebody as a possible fraudman. But the dispatcher Walker to watch the suspect day and night were very fraught in our investigation. Mr. Shakespeare is. I won't come out and say it in public. You can You can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. I've noticed the public gallery in here, have you? Actually, you disgust me. Have another look at your face. You're... Well, let's make it simple. When I see your face, I want to throw up. Oh, I don't want to see you anymore, actually. I don't like your face. I want to burn... No, that's too extreme. Too extreme. I want to not see it. That's better. Perhaps here not sold only chorus of angels in song. We don't have evidence yet, but my walkers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it. When they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in a diamond gas explosion. It's been stealing gas. If you don't mind adding the information to your statements. A pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? No, before that, please. It's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift the balance. I mean, that's enough. Well, these two statements clearly contradict each other. Well, not really, they support each other's. Number 1. What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard your number 4 statements, made by the wife of the owner of Ultimate Gas. The victim who you claim to be noble straight up, man, in fact turns out to be a common thief. The good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. Well, it's true we don't have evidence as such, just yet. The claims aren't baseless, you know? You heard me. Seeing as his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from the East End branch office employee over there. Do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor. You're number 1, you say you're a man of your word. I could show that Mr. Shakespeare was a liar. You assured me. You will reconsider your decision about defendant's guilt. Yes, I did say that. As a man of honor, I'll hold to it. I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Okay. Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Heard half of what you've all been saying. This means you'll recap a few points that will suit me down to the ground. Let's try it over and done with it. Shall change my leaning. 42. Mr. William Shakespeare, is that... if that is your real name? We have the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are. Nice. That's pretty nice. Well, that's 4 jurors. 4-4, not guilty. We did it. Yay! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors have said guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order this trial to continue. Nice. Are you angry? You spoiled the bouquet, Mr. Shakespeare. Ugh. I don't like your face. Not to be mean, but I can't help it. I just really hate him. I don't have someone in mind when I see his face. Maybe the nose? But well. Well, man, may I swear? Or maybe the shape of this face. His face. This gasman speaketh that which concern his most, not to be gas, nothing but thin air. I'd bear enough. But what break form? What do you say? I take it, Mr. Shakespeare, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery. Was holy, my lord, I still forgot. I am a seraph. I'm as a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and really honest of heart. You flowery moth bumpus beanhole, just cause I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shakespeare, if in fact you're not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you're a liar, then your testimony shall have no sway in this courtroom. It is my considered opinion that at the present time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates defendants. In short, it will not be reasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed the concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe that it will be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further. I assure you, my lord, that it will be a waste of time. Yes, in this case are unrelated. Number 4. You said before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him. That's right, we do. Don't we, Walker? Absolutely, the Queen Bee. Queen Bee? Yes, man's honor. Very well, then we will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas. He's a sham. Why, my lord? Go ahead, madam. Miss Walker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him. The supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind. Ah, sweet as honey. Okay. Very well, as an exception, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord. You wait till the boss gives you an earful. It's gonna sting you, mark my words. On the subject of the illegal consumption of the ultimate gas company's fuel. How can you do that? It's like using fuel without paying a coin? Yes, is that clear, my good man? Yes, ultimate gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world. Strange. You think the gas has gone to his hand, Mrs. Sato? I think the manager is a very dedicated employee, Mr. Nahodo. Let's go! Thank you, lady, for your help. Actually, without you, we would have been lost. I'm so hot. So hot that my brain is starting to drift away. All modern gas meters represent for all bits of each car and giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, then what is it? Pray forgive the discourtesy. Your avalanche of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed callous. What do you mean by the remark, Lord Van Zeeks? Is the mustachio the Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or the he? That is all that should concern this courts, and yet now we must listen to this. Abhorrence. Really, what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. This could turn out to be crucial testimony. Cross-examination must go ahead. Do what you will. Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood. Yep. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft, with no spotting evidence. It's true that it will appear completely unrelated at first glance. I wonder if the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. The first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Let's see. Brought to be the company's East End branch, investigator and meter money collection agent. Probably not useful, but well. Does that mean you enter people's house in order to empty the gas meters? That I do. To try to catch people when they're in. They ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before as well as that of Mr. Shakespeare? Well, now interesting you should bring that up. I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me. It really is. And when Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books. Then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Well, kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Miniman. Not much to say, but as you wish. Okay, there's a fruit penny. Bets each coin giving customers about 3 hours of gorgeous gas. What if he faked this penny? All London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology developed by her company, Altamont Gas, and anyone who uses her gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. If a 3 pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people will use 3 coins in the night? A bit more than that usually. They have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Sasaki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? People still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. How does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coin. The say the designer and manufacturer of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. They happily did put a stop to people not paying the dues, for the most parts. Just have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. Yeah, the meter in Mr. Sham's room didn't have a single coin in it. Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks. It's been pinching gas off us for ages. You examined the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room, I take it? Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume? No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. Shakespeare special. That sounds like it will have cost an awful lot of 3 penny pieces. But even after all that rascal's meter was still empty. Never forget the humiliation. When I opened the money box and found it bare. You what I said? And the look on his face, the smiling smile of his. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. A trace of it being jammed? Open anywhere, not a single sign. But what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what? A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. Still got it. Oh. Right here. I wanted to call you Meter Man. I think it will be prudent for the call to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. Gas meter has been entered into the court record. Definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Just after I examine this. There is still locking padlock, isn't it? The money box is still with beeswax. If Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. That kind is not sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes will do. You finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company will want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. It does feel over the top, perhaps. There's a hole. Oh, what's that? You spotted something? Just here, there's a little hole. You see? You're right, I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. I think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shakespeare. Possibly it seems the people at Ultimate Gas must have missed it. Oh. Well, certainly seems to go all the way through the inside. There's no way a coin will fit through here. It's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. What if he used soap, then he melted it to make a coin, then he melted again to get it back here? It's a bit weird, but I'm thinking that maybe it is the case. I would say it has as much value as the contents of the meter. Oof. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with. Well then... Actually, I have that. Lady Ultimate, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. Your head is so strange. You have been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. These people who can't see well, I guess. Sometimes they just can't see. What do you have to say about that small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Right. You're quite right. There's a little hole there. Meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself. Wouldn't be at all surprised, but why? I mean, it's tiny. We couldn't get a fuffin through that. Lady Altman, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about the mirror design. What sort of details? Well, what I specifically like to know is how it differentiates coin. How does the mirror tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, wouldn't it? No, of course not. Well, how does the mirror know that the coin is being fed is a through penny bits? I see what you're getting at now. The mirror tells coins apart by the shape and size, which includes the thickness. The through penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see? Other coins just won't fit. I see, it's clearly been very well thought out. Witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. But convincingly then, it will seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Wouldn't that be true? Well, yes, in a way. Weight comes into it to a certain extent as well. We've thought that though. Anyway, if I find any fake coins inside the box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they deduct as a fine. Only for moments like that, as gasmen do. Live for them. Well, seeing the gas company has full of everything. Yeah. Oh. Mind me, how big are 3 penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we shall be focusing on? How can the meter be dismantled? Yes, given that they're on the size of it having been forced, I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. I don't think it's that, but well, that does make sense. Locks are made by a first-class locksmith, with finest quality steel. The mirror box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Yeah, okay. I see. Witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case there is pertinence. One is more interesting. But if I pressed it again, I can probably change it. Has anyone ever tried it? They've tried, but they've all given up before long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company will be able to take legal action. That makes sense. It's really useful. Useless. Okay, so now we just need to use the right item something that we've already seen, so it's fine. Okay, now let's present something. But the problem is what this something is. Soap? No. Maybe I'm missing an item. Or maybe I'll need to save just to make sure that I don't fail. How do you know that he's been using gas though? Well, now since I started investigating, this bloke have been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. In the middle of winter, he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks and says, "Ugh. See to the nunnery." Could wring the bloke's neck. Get all hot and the collar, but still, every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary too. What's wrong with the wall? What's justice? Mr. Shamsir possibly be stealing the money, I don't understand. Also, eventually realizing that the gasman could be an accomplice. Possible. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? I'm a faithful walker. Besides, if the money a gasman collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, I could pay by the same amount. He's stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. That makes no sense. Or is it a case of losing the battle to win the war? I'm gonna stir up that hornet's nest. But when stealing from the company and be finished. It will seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim. Mr. William Shakespeare is innocent. Pray forgive me if that shadowed some illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under. I didn't expect to uncover another crime for what looks like it's been taking place in the very same room. According to this man, it's only the 1 meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room that's under suspicion. It seems as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume. It does seem that way, but the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked. Might seem that the two cases have nothing to do with one another first, but in fact they're intimately connected. Whew. We've experienced that before, haven't we? What if this is another instance? But we can't be sure of that yet. The Ottoman Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Shakespeare so earnestly. There must be something to it. Then how was he managing to steal the gas? Maybe I didn't look. Thank you, myself. So depression on this side, about to center across, quarters of an inch. Oh. We did find it stove at the scene, didn't we? But 2 bars and a little ledge. It's outside the window. But when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle. No sign of it now. I just needed to do that. me just confirm something here. The diameter and thickness were to be correct. The meter will assess any object as if it were a true penny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating Mr. Shakespeare's room, we found a particular item that matched the dimension perfectly. Something the same size as a true penny. What was it? The item in question is this. It's a bit big. It's a bar of soap. That looks nothing like a true penny bit, I must say. I knew it. Important is that you have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. A round depression in the middle of the soap there. That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a true penny bits. Does anyone here present have in the possession of true penny bits? Quickly now. Now your coins, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here true penny bits. Now to see if it fits. Couldn't be more snug. It's as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Ultimate Gas Company has been defrauded. Don't believe it. Your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas. Well, yes. The brushing in the soap was clearly made by true penny bits. Must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. Then you could use well some welded wax or something to pour into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shakespeare has been using to sell the gas. That's the missing link. And now if I follow the chain of thoughts, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. Nonsense. If the man has been making fake coins, my worker here will have found them when he emptied the meter. True. The absence of some black magic that could make them disappear. Oh, you see, that's what we're dealing with, is it? There's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coin to disappear into thin air. Exactly. The meter here gives it away. The remnants of magical methods used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. The remnants of the where on the meter can be the remnants of the method used to make the fake coins disappear is seen. Well, this hole? If we're talking about remnants, more like probably wax around somewhere. But let's try this hole quickly. Found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Yes, outside where you put yourself, Mr. Middleman, while loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Oh, ice. Simply ice. Oh. Mr. Shakespeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening filled with water. For a night outside in a bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. He takes his fake coin of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coins melt, then back into water, draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing ultimate gas. I was thinking actually about Vox, and you will heat the meter. Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some soap, some bar of soaps and some water? That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. You have any idea how much money we spent to develop this new meter? Now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? Yes? Evidence. What evidence? If you're going to stand there and tell me your meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. Very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Well, we can try it. Well, the ultimate. If you like evidence, I'll provide it. You're saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? Please. I have a feeling that this theory will come up with... Huh? Which race? What? Is evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamsphere has been stealing gas is... What's the list? I'm working to find temperaments. An angle here, the person in question must have been right-handed. Must be reading too much of the adventures of Hulk Sholmes. You never read too much of it. Oh, here it is. This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered taken by Inspector Gregson. They show the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamsphere. Water? Think about it. You can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamsphere's room. Now look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of rubber stain? Mostly it's a water stain, resulting from the liquid that drained out the hole made in the meter. One coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage. The occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours. You can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box will have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. Awful. And there's further evidence too. Mr. Shamsphere is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed distraction. Right here next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. Can't tell. The man was eating the soap, was he? No. Probably not. Probably not. Didn't beat about the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamsphere was found with a fork in his hand. Enough so. You mean to say, was using that fork to break the soap in 2 halves? Oh, okay. Extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. The bar broke in half. Perhaps it didn't go very well. Harry thought that he ate soap and that's how he got poisoned. I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hollow bottle on the way. But forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly do you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Was stealing gas? In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. Exactly. Very well, let's assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? You know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. On the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There is no escaping it. I was looking actually for lipstick. Just to say that it was actually Natsume's cup. Maybe. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. It is actually unrelated. Well, counsel, how does the defense respond? Oh. What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Well, it makes no difference at all, like Lord Van Zyck says. I'm curious about the wait and see. Everything is up in thin air at the moment. Perhaps I should just wait and see what happens next. To make a way forwards. Pledging idea will never flourish into a major argument that's able to win over the jury. This is nurtured with some carefully chosen rhetoric. More carefully chosen than anyone sometimes. Okay, objection. This isn't over. Defense will not rest. Successfully explained everything. You identified and substantiated and the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? If I in order to make his point, contrary to what he would have. You could believe not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, made him his friend? Well, at least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to lack of evidence. The situation has changed now, allowing the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. What is this nonsense? When you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. The question that we now need to reconsider, namely, was the poison in the tea? We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Miss Natsume. That's conjecture at best. The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There's no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of poison. As I say, the situation has changed. In fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. A particular piece of evidence proves it. Ridiculous claim. Scully asked detectives to investigate the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? Very well, Counsel. Let's send you proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Okay, let me just check this first. Here we can see it. Must be the cup that Mr. Shamsi was drinking from then. Staying on the inside. Tea does that, I'm afraid. And green tea. Really? Never noticed before. Never noticed? I'll never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Yeah, drink tea while it's hot. Many people seem to have the wrong idea about her culture. Most of them are Japanese. This don't help. Let's try this one. Like, use the tea to make some ice. What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume's tea, Counsel? Oops. At the bottom of the deepest chasm, you will find no sense in that absurd assertion. It was. Try this one then. Not this one too? Oh. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Soap? What the hell? Soap. Soap again? Soap? Really? Yes, that's right, my lord. Just come back to me. I'll think about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. What are they doing on the ledge? I'm concerned that when we... Oh, that's what you mean. It was actually a frozen coin in each bar. It's covered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. Anyway, yes, there's more. Once we found the soap at the time, we're normal ice. What's strange about them? Exactly something very obviously strange. We're red. Ice was red? You mean... That's right. It's obvious to me. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. So that's what I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to say it. A reminder quote of the statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. Evening, yes. I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shakespeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bottle water especially to make it. This is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never. I believe there has been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Only on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the east end are prone to freezing. On the ninth question, Mr. Shakespeare having no running water to use, was to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. Ooh. With 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. Well, he borrowed one of them, which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, solid in a bar of soap outside of Mr. Shakespeare's window. Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of the tea remains, Colonel Lard will be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we're now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contained strychnine at all. Smoking the beneath. My lord, we cannot do the defendants the injustice of passing judgment now. Police shall be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. The defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Relief? Let's go. We did it somehow. Well, seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. But you have no objection, Lord Van Zix? No, my lord. Colonel will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite test immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. Prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Yes, my lord. Well, we managed to scrape through this somehow. Thank you, consuls. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. Phew! Ow! My fingers. Was quite long. Okay, let's save and here. Shit! No, not now, not now. Okay. Yes, we can consider now that we've finished with the Grace Ace Attorney. So, a bit of a simple goodbye. Have a good day. Oh, my throat. A good night or maybe a good evening. Was a pleasure. We actually could find a way to escape this problem. And now, let's see what we can do to explain how he poisoned himself or not. We'll see. But that will be for next week. Probably. Take care, rest well, and see you simply. Bye.